In life, change is constant. Everything around us is always moving, shifting, and transforming. Sometimes we welcome these changes. Other times, they come with pain, loss, or fear. In such moments, we often hear the word resilience. But what does resilience really mean? Many people think resilience is about being strong like a rock, never breaking no matter what happens. But in my experience, true resilience is not like a rock. It is more like bamboo. When the wind blows hard, bamboo bends. It does not resist. It does not fight. It moves with the wind, but it does not fall. And when the storm is over, it stands tall again. This is the kind of strength we can grow within ourselves. But how do we become like bamboo? How do we stay steady when the world around us is not? We must start by seeing clearly what is happening right now, in this very moment. Most of the time, our minds are busy. We worry about the future, or we replay the past again and again. This makes us tired. It also makes it hard to deal with what is really happening now. If we can begin to pay attention to each moment as it comes, we will notice something important. We will see that many problems come not from the moment itself, but from how we react to it. For example, when someone says something unkind to us, the words are one thing, but the anger or sadness that follows comes from inside us. If we pause and notice this, we can choose not to be carried away. We can respond with calm instead of reacting with pain. This is the beginning of true resilience, not by becoming harder, but by becoming more aware. Not by building a wall, but by learning how to stay open and present, even when life is difficult. This is not easy, but it is possible. And each moment is a chance to begin again. Let us continue to explore this together. Moment by moment, step by step, we walk the path. The present moment is very small, yet it holds everything. It is always here, but often we are not. Our attention is usually somewhere else, thinking about what we need to do, remembering what someone said, or dreaming of something better. But the present moment is the only place where life truly happens. You may notice that the present moment is quiet. It does not shout. It waits for us gently. But we are often too busy to notice it. This is why we feel stress. We try to hold many things at once in our minds. We try to control what cannot be controlled. But the moment does not ask for control. It only asks for our presence. When we begin to rest our attention in this moment, something shifts. Even if there is pain, even if the situation is hard, there is also a kind of peace. This peace does not come from the outside. It comes from simply being here, right now, without running away. The present moment is also honest. It shows us what is real. Not our ideas about life, not our fears, not our hopes, but what is actually happening. Sometimes we don't want to face this. We think, if I ignore it, maybe it will go away. But ignoring does not remove pain. It only hides it. Facing this moment with open eyes and a quiet heart gives us a deeper kind of strength. When we connect with this moment, even for a few seconds, we feel more alive. We feel more balanced. We begin to see that we don't need to fix everything. We just need to return to what is already here. Try this. Right now, notice your breath. You don't need to change it. Just feel it. In and out. That breath is happening now. And if you are with it, you are also here, in this moment. Again and again, life brings us back to now. The more we trust the now, the less we are pushed around by fear or regret. In this small moment, we find a quiet power. Not loud, not fast, but steady. This is the gift of the present moment, and it is always waiting for us. Many of our thoughts and actions come from habit. We react in certain ways because we have done so many times before. These habits are not always bad, but they are not always helpful either. Some habits bring peace, others bring stress, anger, or confusion. To build resilience, we must begin to understand our habits. Imagine someone cuts in front of you in a line. Before you even think, you may feel irritation. Maybe your face becomes tense, your chest tight. This happens fast. You did not choose this feeling, but it came anyway. Why? Because your mind remembers similar events from the past. It connects them and creates a reaction based on memory, not just the present moment. These reactions are automatic, like a machine that turns on when a button is pressed. But we are not machines. We have the ability to see what is happening and choose a different way. First, we must notice when a habit is acting. This is not easy, because habits are quiet. They live deep inside us. But if we pause and look, we can start to see them. We may notice that every time someone disagrees with us, we feel the need to defend ourselves. Or that when we feel lonely, we reach for something to distract us. There is nothing wrong with having habits, but when they control us, we lose our freedom. True freedom is not doing whatever we want. It is knowing we have a choice. When we understand our habits, we open space for that choice. Each time we feel a strong reaction, it is a chance to stop and ask, is this how I truly want to respond? Even if the feeling is loud, we don't have to follow it. We can watch it come and go. Like a wave in the ocean, it rises and it falls. We do not need to jump into every wave. This is how we begin to reshape our inner life, not by fighting our habits, but by becoming aware of them. Slowly, gently, we can loosen their grip, and in that space, something new can grow. A response that comes from clarity, not from fear. That is a quiet kind of strength, one that grows with time and attention. There is a small space between what happens and how we respond. This space is easy to miss, but it holds great power. In that space, we have a choice. We can react from habit, or we can respond with care. The more we notice this space, the more strength we find inside ourselves. When someone says something that hurts us, we often react right away. Words come out quickly. Anger rises. Maybe we regret it later. But in truth, we had another option. We could have paused, even for just one breath. That pause is not weakness. It is wisdom. The pause gives us time to see clearly. We can ask ourselves, what am I feeling right now? Why is this so strong for me? What do I really want to say? These questions are simple, but they open the door to a different way of being. Without the pause, we follow the same old path. With the pause, we can choose a new one. Sometimes the pause is just silence. We say nothing. We take a slow breath, and in that breath, our mind settles, our heart softens. The problem may still be there, but we are not adding to it with more heat, more pain. We are making space for clarity, for kindness, for understanding. Pausing does not mean we avoid problems. It means we meet them with steadiness. We do not let emotions take over like a storm. We hold our ground, like the earth beneath our feet. Strong, quiet, and unmoving. Over time, this small pause becomes a deep source of inner peace. We begin to trust ourselves more. We see that we do not need to rush into action. We can wait, listen, and respond from a deeper place. Others may notice this too. Our calm helps them feel calm. Our silence speaks louder than many words. You don't need special training to pause. You don't need years of study. You just need to remember that you can stop, even for a few seconds. That is enough. In those few seconds, something powerful happens. You take back your freedom. You decide how you will live, and in that decision, resilience begins to grow. One of the biggest sources of suffering is resistance. When life brings us something we don't like, pain, loss, change, we often say, "This should not be happening." We fight against it in our minds, but the more we resist, the more we suffer. Reality does not change because we don't like it. It moves forward, with or without our approval. The rain falls, even if we want sun. People leave, even if we want them to stay. The body grows old, even if we wish to stay young. These are natural parts of life, not mistakes. Accepting reality does not mean we enjoy pain. It means we stop arguing with what is already true. When we do this, a strange thing happens. We feel lighter. We save energy. We find peace. Not because life is perfect, but because we are no longer fighting what cannot be changed. Many people fear acceptance. They think, if I accept this, I am giving up. But true acceptance is not giving up. It is waking up. It is seeing clearly. This is how things are right now. From this place of clarity, we can act more wisely. We stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What now?" Sometimes we face things that feel impossible to accept. A deep loss, a broken dream, a sudden illness. In these moments, we can be gentle with ourselves. Acceptance takes time. It is not a switch we turn on. It is a slow turning of the heart toward what is real. And with each small turn, we grow stronger. Imagine holding a heavy box. The more tightly you grip it, the heavier it feels. But when you loosen your hands, even a little, the weight begins to shift. Acceptance is like that. It is a softening, a releasing. Not of care, but of control. In accepting what is, we are not saying it must stay this way forever. We are just saying, right now, this is here. That simple truth opens the door to resilience. We stop wasting strength on what we cannot change and begin to use that strength where it matters most. Right here, in this moment. That is where life is. That is where we begin again. Sometimes we think strength must be big, loud, powerful. But often, true strength is quiet. It is found not in action, but in awareness. Just being fully here with what is happening is a kind of power that many people never discover. Simple awareness means noticing what is happening inside us and around us, without trying to change it, without trying to run from it, just seeing it clearly. This sounds easy, but it takes courage. To sit with discomfort, to face fear, to stay with pain, that is not weakness, that is strength. Many people look for strength by trying to control their lives. But the world cannot be controlled. People change. Plans fail. Bodies grow old. What we can control is how we meet each moment. If we meet it with awareness, we do not become lost in it. We do not get pulled under. We remain steady, like a mountain that does not move in the wind. There is great dignity in simple awareness. We are not trying to prove anything. We are not trying to win. We are just showing up again and again for what is real, even when it's difficult, even when we feel tired or confused. We stay, we breathe, we see. This kind of presence changes how we move through life. Problems still come, but they do not crush us. We may feel fear, but we are not ruled by it. We may feel sadness, but we are not drowning in it. Why? Because we are not pushing these things away. We are not adding more pain by saying, "This should not be." We are simply being with what is. When we live this way, others may not notice. It's not dramatic, but inside, something deep and steady is growing. A strength that doesn't depend on mood or weather or other people. It comes from awareness, moment to moment, breath by breath. If you ever feel lost or unsure, return to this simple awareness. Notice your feet on the ground. Feel the air on your skin. Hear the sounds around you. Life is here. You are here. And that is enough. In this quiet noticing, you may find more strength than you ever expected. Life is full of uncertainty. We make plans, but they often change. We hope for peace, but sometimes face chaos. We try to hold on, but everything keeps moving. In such a world, how can we live with steadiness? Steadiness does not mean we are never shaken. It means we return, again and again, to our center. Like a tree in strong wind, we may bend, but we do not break. This inner steadiness comes from how we meet each moment, not with fear, but with openness. Many people look for safety in things outside themselves: money, success, relationships. These things are not wrong, but they are not permanent. When we rely only on them, we live in fear of losing them. True steadiness begins when we turn inward and find a place that does not rise and fall with each new event. That place is already within us. It is quiet. It does not shout. But it is always here, waiting. When we stop chasing after what might come and stop running from what has passed, we can rest in this present moment. And from that still place, we can face what life brings, with strength, with calm. Uncertainty will always be part of life, but we can change how we relate to it. Instead of trying to control everything, we can learn to stay with what is. Instead of trying to escape discomfort, we can meet it with courage. And instead of closing our hearts, we can remain open even when it's hard. This does not happen all at once. Some days we feel steady. Other days we feel lost. That is okay. What matters is that we continue. We return to the moment. We return to ourselves, again and again. Each time we return, we build a deeper trust in life. Not because life is easy, not because we have all the answers, but because we know we can stay steady, even when the ground shifts. This is how we live with peace, even in uncertain times. Not by avoiding life, but by fully entering it, with open eyes and a steady heart. As we come to the end of this reflection, I want to return to something very simple. Each moment is a new beginning. No matter what has happened before, we are always given the chance to begin again. This is one of the quiet gifts of life. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to have all the answers. You only need to be here, now, with openness, with honesty, with a willingness to meet life as it is. The path of moment-to-moment awareness is not always easy, but it is always available. Even in busy days, even in quiet nights, even in times of joy and in times of sorrow. Each breath, each step, each pause is a doorway to a deeper steadiness. Sometimes we may forget. We may fall back into old habits, old worries, old fears. That is natural. What matters is not that we never fall, but that we return, gently, without judgment, with kindness toward ourselves. That return, again and again, builds resilience, not through force, but through patience. It has been a quiet joy to share these thoughts with you. If these words have offered you even a moment of calm or clarity, I am deeply grateful. To those who have taken the time to like this video, subscribe to this channel, leave a thoughtful comment, or offer a super thanks, please know that your support is seen and appreciated. These simple actions create a space where we can continue to explore this path together. I hold that with sincere respect. May your days be steady, even when the world is not. May you find strength not in control, but in presence. And may you return, again and again, to this moment, where life is always waiting for you. Thank you for being here.